BassResinator here. Gonna try something new. Culture Sculpt from Counterculture DIY. This is part B. This is part A. You're supposed to mix them by in equal amounts, and I am going to eyeball them. It's supposed to be epoxy that is like clay. So okay. Now these did not come with any stuff on the top. So it looks like somebody stuck their finger down in there. Well, they really look like they stuck their fingers down in this one. What is that all about? Well, maybe I got sent used product. I have gotten a few things from this company lately. Molds and now this that are a little on the side. Get about that much. This does not feel like putty at all. And I don't want to mix the two things because start a reaction inside the pot. That would not be good. I hope this is good stuff because I really... Oh boy, this one's tougher. I need a little bit more. That look about equal? Yep. Okay, set them down. And I don't know, since it is, even though it's a moldable type of epoxy, you know, I hear the word epoxy, and it doesn't say you have to use gloves, but it does say after skin contact. So I'm using gloves. And you mix them together. My gloves have looked better. And I don't know, like with the putties that I've had, you mix them and they change to a certain color. Well, these are both about the same color, so I don't know. It says mix for a couple of minutes, so. Excuse me. It's not Friday, so I can't say Froggy Friday in the throat, but okay, now I have to try and develop a type of antler. I don't know how long this stuff takes to dry either. It's just sticking to these gloves. They like nitrile. Nitrile? I thought all court cases took place in the daytime. I hope this peels up off this silicone mat. Eventually, you'll see what I'm doing. I don't want to give it away yet. And I want it to have, it's not going to have so much texture on the other side, which is a shame. Because this texture that I'm getting here is really kind of cool. Sort of what I was going for. Okay, I'll let that cure up. What a mess! Thought maybe I would shape this a little bit better, and I started without you. So I got out a popsicle stick, and I'm trying to clean up the edges of this, make it a little bit more. I don't like how it's sticking to that silicone right there. Want it that deep, so maybe I can make something else out of this other piece right here. This stuff is definitely interesting, and if it does what I want it to do, I will be very happy. Thin that out a little bit. Make this a little pointier. I just cleaned my gloves off. Looks like I'm gonna have to get them dirty again because I need a little bit more right there. Because right where that bend was, it was seeming kind of weak. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I have in my imagination. Okay, now what do I do with this? You know, it says I can put it in a mold too. What mold do I want to put it in, though? That's the question. Well, I got one over here. Don't know how well it's gonna work. It is a, let me get it in the picture. It is a lighthouse. Let's see if I can. And this is not like regular epoxy where you can tap it to get bubbles out. Just the lighthouse. I don't want the waterway down at the bottom. Well, if that works, that would be cool. We'll find out if it's too cool for school. Now I gotta clean my hands off again. Get out the big wipes. Cleaned it the last time without any problem. This might not look like much. Just wait. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. Ding, ding, ding. Bum, ba, dun, da, 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 da. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. I hope this really works. Wipe off that stick. Okay, now I'm done until this cures up. If it cures up, we'll find out if it does. Well, I'm back. I want to show you that culture sculpt stuff, it made a really good representation of that lighthouse from that mold. And here's the other thing I was working on. I'm going to be carving this some more to get it to the better shape that I want, because the back side is pretty flat, so I want to make sure that both sides are relatively the same. But I'm not going to use this for a while, so I'm just going to set it aside. I'm going to use this mold, but I need this has some rocks in it so that it's not going to go floating away. So I'm going to put in resin in here, but I want to have this area filled up except for right where this is. I know there's going to probably be a little bit of resin sneaking underneath, but I don't want that much. You'll see why after a while. I have snowflake holographic glitter from Glitter Makes It. Got frostbite flakes from Tropical Glitz, of course. I've got ocean white paste from Let's Resin, and I'm going to be using sorry about that noise, 1 hour curing resin. And yeah, so this is part of, sorry, I hadn't told you about this. This is part of the Crafty YouTubers United Christmas collaboration. Whew, there's a mouthful. This is going to be my entry into that. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun. The stuff I've already shown you is all important, but just keep hanging on. Oh, please, 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 please. In the description down below, please read up on the other YouTubers that are involved in this and go watch their version of this. I'm having struggling here. Go watch their video in this collaboration. Wow, why was it that hard? Anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun. Mine is if you haven't figured out now, I really like to laugh. So, so yeah, get ready to laugh as we continue through this process. This is gonna be some fun stuff here. Okay, mixing up resin now. Okay, I got about 8 ounces of resin mixed up here, but I did it. I mixed it differently because I want this to look like fog. So I have one with massive amounts of white and one with clear and that frostbite stuff. So I'm putting in the clear and frostbite, go around the edge. And I put some of those holographic snowflakes down on the mold itself. Hopefully those will stay and not move around too much. Okay, there's that. And now we come, you know what, I need to try and do this and see if I can release any bubbles that might be collecting down yonder, because I can't see because I made it hazy. This is getting thick really fast. Come on. Come, Jack. Come to the middle. Come to the middle. Come on in there. Come on, gather round. Like the Christmas tree. Okay, so it's going in. Let me see if I can get more out of this thing. Those holographic glitters are sticking in here. They do not want to come out. They're like, no, we are frozen in place. We cannot come out. You must leave us alone. And I say, nay. Nay. Well, I say nay, but they're saying stay. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cluck the camera. Hopefully this will look like fog. Okay, now to spray some alcohol on the back, because there are bubbles going. We want to be seen too. And I'm saying no. I'm saying no a lot, huh? Okay, I'll come back when this is cured up. This is hardened up. Let me see if I can get this thing out. Well, that came easily enough. And it left a gap, which is what I was hoping. Get those stones out of there. Put that over to the side. Now I need to turn this to me. I'm facing this from this. I'm standing at the table from this side. Because I need to paint. I'm going to use this burnt umber acrylic paint. I'm going to paint on the back here. This will all make sense, hopefully, in time. Okay. Then I'm going to have to let this cure. Dry. Listen to me there. Hopefully this will make sense to you shortly. I want to leave a little gap between this and this top part. Okay, now I need to draw. Oh, my stomach is making noises. Sorry about that. Goodness. Okay, now I let that dry up, and then I will proceed. Hokely dokely, this is coming together. Okay, I'm having so much fun now. Okay, I'll be back after a while. Well, let me put it back to you so you can see what I'm seeing. Doesn't make sense yet? That's okay. See you after a while. I don't know how many of you ever played a game called Doodles, where you draw something on a paper and people try and guess what it is. And like I've seen one where it looks like an elevator door with a butterfly thing, and somebody says, "Well, what is that?" I says, "Well, it was a guy with a bow tie didn't get all the way in the elevator, and his bow tie got stuck in the door." Stuff like that. Well, what is this? Can you see? It's a pig emerging from a fog bank. Think about it for a little bit. Okay, so this is what I had in mind when I came to this. A couple of weeks ago, I was mixing up some resin, and I had used some red colorant made from ready-to-spray paint for autos, and it was a candy apple red. And this is what I poured the extra into a sphere mold, or a half a sphere mold, and I thought, I can use that. Anybody figuring out what I'm talking about? Here's the fog bank. Okay, let me get this out of the mold. Hopefully this works. It's kind of bendy. Maybe it needs to go sit on the heat mat for a while. Okay, so what's that brown? You'll have to wait for that. Okay, let me scoop that over just a touch. Oy. Now I want to seal that. So, man, that nose stuck down there good. Yeah, he's really sinking in. How do I get that from going down? That's probably too deep. Yeah, it's too deep. Even that's too deep. Okay, so I gotta find something shallow. How about this? That's not. That's too shallow. Well, let me come back to you in just a bit. Okay, you can't really tell what I did, but I put popsicle sticks underneath the edge so that it doesn't bulge up right here in the middle. And I'm going to put a little bit of UV resin to hold this in place. You can see that big sign. I put that on paper underneath because that red was sticking hard. So, yeah, let me get this UV resin that is for bonding. I just need to make a seal. Okay, let me get that part first. Because I am going to put more resin in this tray. And I need to make sure that it's sealed because I don't want it leaking out. There's a little air bubble right there. Pop. I gotta make sure that that's sealed. Okay, that looks good all the way around. So, oh. So I got the, well, I'll explain it to you. I got the Foggy Christmas Eve. Okay, does that give you enough hint of what's going on here? And I need to okay, I don't know if you have ever looked at okay, this is okay, pictures of, not unicorns, what am I talking about? Caribou or reindeer. Reindeer and caribou are basically the same thing. Reindeer are over in Lapland, over in Europe, and caribou are over here in the United States. But they have, right in the middle of their forehead, a branch of their antler comes forward. So then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? So this is all you're seeing. You know, remember the pig coming through the fog bank? This is Rudolph coming through the fog bank. But because of, that's not the only thing that's going to be protruding. You're going to have that antler thing that sticks out over his nose. And I was able to take this, and I think I'm going to have to cut it off right there so that it'll fit better. But this was the side that was up that I liked the texture. So I tried to recreate it. I carved on it with my Dremel to get that. So what I want to do is stick this in place and then put in more resin around. And there's an air hole that happened right on one of those snowflakes. So when we put that extra layer of resin, it'll fill that up, which is good. But I want to make sure that I have this antler, making this tray not very usable. You're going to have a lump right here in the middle and this antler sticking out in the front. So let me cut this. This stuff is super lightweight. It's pretty hard. Like it is said, it was that a sculpting resin, which it is. It's sort of like a putty clay that gets, I mean, I had to grind on it with that Dremel to get it to go. And I thought, well, I need to change the color of it. Nah, I'll just leave it because it's got snow on it. So let me come back after I cut this part so that it will, because I got it at the wrong angle, so it needs to be this way. Okay, I'll come right back. To show you, or to let you know how much this weighs, it looks like it might be really solid. It weighs 2 grams. I mean, it doesn't weigh hardly anything at all. But I trimmed it off, and I looked at it, and it needs to go right here. And oh, we're not done yet. We're not done in the slightest. I am going to put more resin here, as I told you. And that now is held in place. But then I'm going to put lights on the other side. Now, why did I paint this? Anybody know? If the lights are around behind, you're going to see a silhouette of the head of the reindeer, his snout right here, and part of his antler here, and part of his antler here. So that's what you're seeing with that brown. That's his snout coming through. First off his schnoz, and then his snout and his middle antler, whatever you call that. Now caribou have ridiculously large antlers. The reindeer, not quite as demonstrative of a rack. I mean, this ridiculous size on a caribou, but they serve their purpose. Okay, so I got a dog ear hanging on there. No, but this is the Foggy Christmas Eve, and you got the flake and the frostbite flakes in here with those big snowflake holographic ones, but without any colorant. That frostbite just makes it look like ice. So it's a wintry eve, that is for sure. So now mix up a little bit more resin, put it in here, and yeah, and then I will, I probably should have put those lights on there first before I put I'll figure it out. I'll have to connect it up somehow, but I'm gonna have the majority of the lights right here, so it's gonna Rudolph the red nose, and then have the other ones just sort of trickling around behind. So yeah, this looks sort of like air bubbles. No, that's just that frostbite. Guarantee. Now, there are a couple air bubbles around the edge that I should have gone down in there, but I couldn't reach in there very well. And they happened wherever there was one of these holographic things. But those will be easy to just sand down a little bit so that they're not sharp. Okay, I'll come back to you after I get some resin mixed up. Okay, well, I mixed up some smoggy foggy and I put some more snowflakes in this, and I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go around the outside, and I have some diamond flakes in there too. Now hopefully that UV resin that I put in there to seal that nose in worked. If not, we're gonna have a mess. Okay, so that hid the blank areas that were in the middle. And by me using this, even though it's not clear, it's got snowy stuff, and I put it in, and I had put that more opaque stuff on the outside, hopefully we'll get a sucking it back in across the middle. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping. Now I got to get a paper towel type of thing to wipe off my gloves. because these gloves that I'm wearing are super heavy duty ones that I can wear a couple of times. They're layered, and the ones I was using yesterday got resin all over them, and it wasn't coming off, and I thought, no, I best just throw those out and put on these new ones. But okay, now I don't have to worry about burning the mold because it's already out of the mold. Come on now. Really? I just thought I just filled you up. There you go. Okay. Now, there are a couple of these snowflakes that are sticking there. I don't mind them coming up a little bit, but I don't want them sticking something up way high and poking out. Like these are fine, they're just sitting on the top. Okay. Well, what say you? Looking good to you? Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Ho, ho, ho, Rudolph, with your nose so bright." You don't see that bright yet. "Won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then all the reindeer loved him, yay! And they shouted out with glee, "Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history." Yeah. Okay, I'll be back when this cures up and I go to hook up the lights on the back. Well, this is all cured up, and I installed lights on the back, and I've got this to where I can stick it on here and on the back so that it can be out of the way, or I've got it hanging. It's up to whoever wants to play with it, whether they want it down and out or hidden in the back. But we got the antler coming out. Antlers coming out. I'll get some good side pictures, some good pictures of this after it's all over. But just so that you can see, it's going to go dark. Oh, got another light to turn off. It's going to get dark in here. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, as you can see, and if you ever saw it, you would even see it glow. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, "Yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history." Yeah. Okay, this is Christmas collaboration. Go check out the other entries in this collaboration. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun watching. This is with Crafty YouTubers United, Christmas collaboration. So yeah, we'll definitely get some pictures of this. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing, and come on back. You're gonna always, you never know what's gonna happen. Anyway, yep, lots of fun here. Way too much fun. We'll see you for the next one.